AvPR wins, we lose. We lost bad. 2004 was the release of Paul W.S. Anderson's Alien vs. Predator movie. A movie set on Earth. A movie set in present-day Earth. A movie set in the Antarctic. A movie that wasn't rated R. I am a massive Alien and Predator fan. I was looking forward to this movie so long, and it was so disappointing. I had played games, I had read comics, I had read novelizations where the stories were far superior to this. This movie was a wreck of a flick. It had some cool moments, but all in all, it totally illegitimized both franchises and almost wrecked Fox's drive to make it more Alien and Predator movies. The things I did like, the fight was cool. Some of the cast was alright. Lance Henriksen as Wayland, that was pretty cool. That was kind of smart, but it also kind of shot themselves in the foot. The visual effects were pretty cool. I think Alec Gillis and the ADI workshop worked on the effects, and a majority of the time they were practical. Props to them for that. But the fact it was set in present day, the fact it was set in the Antarctic, the fact that it was a goreless Alien vs. Predator movie. Now, I do have an R-rated kind of 15s version with more digital blood and gore, but it was disappointing. It's half-hearted. Now, as bad as that movie was, things got worse. Things got way worse. Alien vs. Predator Requiem. A mere 3 years after Alien vs. Predator was released, we got a sequel. Set in present day still, in a populated United States town of Gunnison, Colorado, a lone predator must destroy an infestation by predalien. Right. An alien infestation in a Colorado town, and they send one predator. Now, granted, this guy is pretty cool, but it was stupid. His job was to cover up the kind of infestation, but he had no problem killing and skinning human victims and hanging them up. You could argue that he was just there to cover up the alien's existence, but you really don't want to be making too much noise or attracting too much attention if you're trying to cover up your fucking racist mess. What worked in this movie? Well, they upped the ante with the gore effects. The gore was pretty cool. Some of the creature effects were pretty cool. The predator himself, the wolf, unlike the prior movies where the predators looked like guys in suits. Yeah, fucking Scar in the last movie had a face like a teddy bear, but this guy was pretty cool. The warrior xenomorphs, in some angles they looked great, in other angles they were shit. The costumes looked cheap. Now, the Strauss brothers, in fairness, did want to do something that was a lot closer to James Cameron's movies, but I don't think they had yet kind of mastered directing. They had done music videos and they had done visual effects, but when it came to actually directing a movie, no, I don't think they were the men for the job. And it is sad. Now, with both those movies being critical bombs, they did make a nice bit of money, but being critical bombs, and they kind of made Fox almost embarrassed of the Alien Predator franchises. Do I see another AvP movie in the works? Unlikely. You have The Predator by Shane Black coming out very soon, and you also have Ridley Scott's Alien Covenant coming out, I think next year. So I don't think we're going to get an Alien vs. Predator movie. If they do, it should be a reboot. It should ignore those movies. What do I want to see if they do an AvP movie set in the future? involving the colonial marines, and something closer to the comics. Now, speaking of the comics, I am going to give a rundown of some actually fairly decent titles. One moment. Now, first off, we have the first Alien vs. Predator comic published. It's an awesome book. The script was by Randy Stradley, and art was by Phil Norwood and Chris Warner. The art is amazing. The level of detail is fantastic. The first Alien vs. Predator movie took a lot of elements from this, where you had a lone hunter teaming up with a female protagonist to stop the alien infestation reaching a populated area. This book is amazing. If you can, pick it up. It is available in the Alien vs. Predator omnibus. If you get a chance, check it out. Next book. This is the follow-up, Alien vs. Predator War. It is, again, Randy Stradley, and the artists are Jim Hall and Mark Hike, along with Phil Norwood. The artwork in this is a bit of a departure, but it's still pretty cool. So if you can pick this up, it is also featured in the Alien vs. Predator omnibus. If you can track that one down, it's a really good read. This Alien vs. Predator Eternal, this one I do enjoy, and it does do the thing that Alien vs. Predator and AvPR failed to do. It's set it in a contemporary Earth setting of Alien vs. Predator. It's set in present day Japan, and it essentially tells the story of a corporate businessman who has been alive for centuries because he hunts predators and eats their hearts. Now, he's actually running out of time, so he finds 2 alien eggs in the base of a predator ship and lets them loose in order to attract the predators back to Earth. It's a very, very cool and engaging comic. I'm just going to give you a quick... Ian Edgerton does the story, and Alex Maleev is the artist. The art is pretty cool. There's some really nice artwork there. And Glenn Fabry does the cover. You cannot go wrong with Glenn Fabry. Now, last book I'm going to show you, Alien vs. Predator, panel to panel. It's essentially a selection of artwork from the Dark Horse Comics. If you can pick this book up, do. It's a beautiful book, and if you're an Alien or Predator fan, it's essential. So, in retrospect, do I think there's a future for Alien vs. Predator? In video games and other medium, yes. In cinema, not so much. I think that the prior movies have soiled things, and I don't see Fox anytime soon going back to doing an Alien vs. Predator movie. Some people have argued that it's impossible to do a decent Alien vs. Predator movie. There are good points to that. The Xenomorph is a stealth hunter, the Predator is a stealth hunter. So what, are you going to be watching a movie where 2 monsters are playing hide and seek with each other and only see them ever so often? I don't know. I do think that while those 2 movies were bad, they had good elements. I just think there was the wrong people helming them, and Fox kind of watered down what could have potentially been good movies. Would I like to see an Alien vs. Predator movie? Yes, but I think it would actually be suited better as a series. Something very like a Battlestar Galactica or The Expanse. Something space opera, but a lot more gritty. So like The Expanse or the newer updated Battlestar. Something set in the frontiers where space is threatening. Space was an element in the Alien movies that was also a danger to the protagonists, and I think that needs to be brought into it. It would also be cool to see how predators travel through space and how they interact. I do think that it is kind of something that could be done, but I think maybe in the medium of TV may be better than movies. So, I'm Martin. This has been the Trash Picture Show, and have a good one. Take care. Bye now.